The night was dark, silent, and heavy with the whispers of the forest. The wind howled through the trees as if crying for someone small, frightened, and alone. In the heart of that jungle sat a little girl, barefoot, trembling, her tiny face streaked with tears. Her name was Aisha, only 7 years old. Her soft hands clutched a torn piece of her mother's shawl, the only thing she had left in this cruel world. She whispered into the cold air, "Mama, where are you?" But only the echo of her voice returned. A cruel beginning. Aisha's life hadn't always been like this. Once, she lived in a small, beautiful house with her father and her loving mother. Her mother would sing her to sleep every night, her soft voice like a lullaby of safety. But fate had other plans. Her mother fell ill and passed away. Her father, devastated and lonely, remarried a woman named Shazia. At first, Shazia pretended to care for Aisha, but soon her true nature began to show. She would scold Aisha for every little thing, call her names, and make her do all the housework. "Why are you so slow, you useless child?" she would yell. Aisha never complained. She only whispered prayers, believing that maybe one day her stepmother's heart would change. But one day, Shazia made a terrible plan. The day everything changed. It was a quiet morning when Shazia called Aisha. "Aisha," she said sweetly, "let's go for a walk. I want to show you something beautiful in the jungle." The little girl's eyes lit up. She rarely got to go anywhere. Holding her stepmother's hand, she followed her deep into the thick forest. They walked for what felt like hours. Then suddenly Shazia stopped. "Aisha," she said coldly, "wait here. I'll be back in a minute." The woman turned and walked away. Minutes passed, then hours. Aisha began to cry, realizing the horrible truth. Her stepmother wasn't coming back. Alone in the jungle. The sun began to set and the forest grew darker. Strange noises echoed around her, rustling leaves, distant growls, and the eerie hoot of an owl. Aisha hugged her knees, shivering. "Mama, I'm scared," she whispered again. Suddenly she heard a low growl behind her. Her heart froze. Slowly she turned and saw a pair of glowing eyes staring at her from the shadows. It was a wolf, hungry and wild. The creature took a step forward, its sharp teeth glinting under the moonlight. Aisha screamed and stumbled backward, tripping over a root. The wolf was just a few feet away when... A miracle in the darkness. Bang! A loud noise echoed through the trees. The wolf stopped, startled. A strong beam of light shone through the darkness, and a man appeared, holding a wooden stick in one hand and a flashlight in the other. "Get away from her," he shouted. The wolf growled once more, but then turned and ran into the forest. The man rushed to the crying girl. "Hey, little one, are you okay?" Aisha's lips trembled. My stepmom left me here." He looked around and then knelt beside her. "You're safe now, child. I'm Rehman. I live near the edge of the forest. Don't worry, I'll take you home." He lifted her gently in his arms and carried her through the dark path toward his small cottage. A new beginning. Rehman was a kind man who lived alone. He worked as a carpenter and was known in the nearby village for his honesty. When he brought Aisha home, he made her warm food and gave her his late daughter's clothes. Over time, Aisha started to smile again. She helped Rehman with small chores, and the little cottage slowly filled with laughter. Rehman would tell her bedtime stories, help her with reading, and teach her how to pray. Sometimes, she'd wake up crying from nightmares of the jungle, and he'd sit beside her until she fell asleep again. Days turned into months, and soon Aisha became like a daughter to him. But Rehman knew one thing. Her real father needed to know she was alive. The search for truth. One morning, Rehman went to the village to ask about Aisha's family. After several days of searching, he found her father's name in the town records. When he reached the man's house, he saw him sitting on the steps, broken and pale. "Are you Mr. Ahmed?" Rehman asked. "Yes," the man replied softly. "Do I know you?" Rahman smiled gently. You will, because I think I have someone who belongs to you. He stepped aside and little Aisha ran forward. Papa, she cried, tears flowing down her cheeks. Ahmed's eyes widened in disbelief. Aisha, my God, my little girl. He hugged her tightly, sobbing. Where have you been? I thought I lost you forever. Aisha told him everything, how her stepmother took her to the jungle and left her to die. Ahmed's face turned pale with shock and anger. That night, he threw Shazia out of his home forever. A father's regret, a new family's love. Ahmed thanked Rahman endlessly. You saved my daughter's life. I don't have enough words to thank you. Rahman simply smiled. Allah guided me that night. She's a gift, not a burden. From that day on, Rahman became like a second father to Aisha. Together, they started a small charity for abandoned and orphaned children. They named it The Light in the Forest, because that's where Aisha's new life began. Aisha grew up to be a kind, strong woman. Every time she visited the jungle, she didn't see fear anymore. She saw hope. She would tell others, sometimes, life puts you in darkness not to punish you, but to show you the light that was meant only for you. The inspiring message. This story reminds us that even when life feels cruel and unfair, Allah never abandons us. He sends help in ways we can't imagine, through people, through moments, through miracles. Aisha lost her mother and was betrayed by her stepmother, but she found love in the heart of a kind stranger who became her savior. So never lose faith. No matter how lost you feel, remember, Allah is watching over you. Ending. If you like this story, my dear viewers, please like, share, and comment below what part touched your heart the most. Your one comment gives us strength to bring more emotional and inspiring stories for you. Take care of your parents, love the little children around you, and never forget, kindness can change lives. Goodbye, Allah Hafiz.